Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get into today's video session. Here we go. So what are we talking about today? Can you guess? Yeah, sure you can. From the title, it's Panasonic Q. What is that? Go, Panasonic Q. Go, go. Yeah. So how you guys doing today? I'm doing good. Hope you guys doing good too today as well. So today is a very interesting topic for you guys today. Something different that I've never done before. There's been few videos on this, but I want to make it more depth into this thing. So what we're talking about today, it's the Panasonic Q. What is that? Panasonic Q. So basically, it's got the word Panasonic and it's got a Q. You know, letter Q, 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 Q. Basically, what it is, this is a two-in-one system. Two-in-one. Yeah. Basically, it's a Nintendo Gamecube and a DVD player. That's what it is. It's amazing, isn't it? Originally, Nintendo Gamecube was lacking all that facilities. We're gonna go through that, everything through all that. So we're gonna make this video really interesting, and that you guys really will enjoy today, because people need to know what Panasonic Key was. Back in the time, this cost a lot of money. It was too expensive. £499. Who can take that out? It's a lot of money, isn't it? Okay, so let's just go into this video. Then we'll make it a bit more depth in the end. Okay, so Panasonic Q is a hybrid, right? A version of Nintendo GameCube with DVD player. Okay. Now we need to know, so who actually manufactured this system? If you look at the box, right? So if you look at my video, I will put a thumbnail in there. Okay. This system was manufactured by Panasonic. Yeah. And the amazing thing about this system, what country was this system developed in? Was it really made in Panasonic's home country? Okay, I'll just tell you where it was made. It was dun, 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 dun. It was made in Japan. That's where this system was made. Amazing, isn't it? I think a lot of people want to buy some stuff that originally made in Japan anyway. So this Panasonic Q was made in Japan. Very nice indeed. Um, right, we're gonna go a bit more. You know the Nintendo GameCube? It didn't have DVD movie playback, It lacked that. It didn't actually have that. No, it didn't have any of that. Now, why was it like that? What was the reason behind that? It didn't have a DVD playback. If you look at The original Nintendo GameCube, right? It, the disc tray it had, it was top loading, wasn't it? Where it flips up. It was like that. I don't like that style of that really, innit? Flip ups, innit? Because if your cabinet doesn't have much space, it's gonna hit the top, isn't it? If it's pretty small from there. The discs it's used was 8 centimeters only. And that disc tray was pretty small. You could not put a 12 centimeter DVD disc into there. That was the primary reason that it didn't have a DVD movie playback. But why didn't Nintendo thought about that before? Rather than just making little CDs, even making little discs, it was a bad idea. Because the DVD discs, right, didn't hold that much data, right? Because they were pretty small. I think you guys probably all aware about that. But the biggest problem was that the DVD, they were on DVD discs. Hold on. They were kind of like DVD discs. Maybe they were non-DVDs, but they were really small, and they didn't have that kind of data in them. So what that meant, if you're making games on small discs, right, you're not gonna have long hours of gameplay on there because these small discs couldn't hold that much data. The bigger discs of 12 centimeters hold more data and they last longer for gameplay. Okay? This was the main reason for what was happening at that time. Okay? Right. And Panasonic Q was licensed by Nintendo. It was quite surprising, right? How did this take off? Panasonic and Nintendo together. So Nintendo was working alongside Panasonic. I'm gonna go a bit more into that really, because I find that a bit bizarre. At a later stage, I'll tell you why. Okay, so it's licensed by Nintendo, and it was released on December 13, 2001 till December 2003. Okay, let's go into Panasonic's bit of more features now. Panasonic Q had a backlit LCD. Now this LCD was in blue screen. It was in blue screen, Okay? It lights up in blue screen. Looks really nice. Whatever you put in there, track 1, track 2, it shows that on the display, just like a DVD player. It does all that. I've never ever seen a display in a games console. This is the first time in world history a games console, especially manufactured by Panasonic, looked like a DVD player. Really amazing. Okay? It was a front-loading tray. Yeah, front-loading tray. Okay? And had optical for Dolby 5.1 and DTS. And it also had another port for subwoofer. Really, really good features, man. I would say. You gotta think back in the time. Look at that. Back in 2001. We're talking about here. A really great system. And it looks, well, amazing looking, isn't it? Right. Panasonic comes with Panasonic game controller and remote control, and has a Game Boy player. You have to buy the one which was made for Panasonic Q, okay? You can't buy the original Nintendo GameCube one. That wouldn't fit on it. Okay? Now I'm going to talk about its compatibilities. Originally, the Panasonic Q was released in Japan. Okay, all right. That one wasn't the best version. That was because if you bought that one, the original when it came out, it was Japanese, right? And it only played, hold on, games and DVD movies just in Japanese. You couldn't play any other one on it. Okay, so don't worry. Then they go and release another version of it. Okay, of this Panasonic Q. Now the Panasonic Q, the second version, what this one did for your games, right? This version of the second Panasonic played Japanese and US version of the games of Nintendo Gamecube games. Okay, but what about that DVD movie playback? How did that work? It was DVD all regions. You can play any region DVD in the system, which is really, really good. So that can be PAL, US, Japanese, whatever. It will work on it. But you can't play PAL Nintendo GameCube games, okay? Beware of that. So if you want to play some Nintendo GameCube games on this system, it will be only Japanese and US versions. So make sure you buy them. For DVD, it doesn't matter. It will play everything. Okay? Good. Right. Have I missed anything here? Okay. The other good thing about this system was that it was very shiny, gray color. Okay, a gray or silvery color. It looked really, really nice. It's one of the most amazing games console I have ever seen in world history. It's very attractive indeed. It's got studs at the bottom that makes it look lifts a bit higher. Yeah, it does that. It does that. The four studs at the bottom, so it gets lifts higher than the normal GameCube because the normal GameCube didn't have any, did it? And it's a little bit bigger than the original Nintendo GameCube system. Okay, I did like the one feature in it. You know where when you press the Nintendo GameCube button, you know the four control ports that were lit in blue. Yeah, it does that. Because I already told you the backlit LCD, right, is in blue. All right, it's in blue. And making that display, it just makes it like the real DVD players, isn't it? And even using Nintendo GameCube, you four ports lit in blue. I think that's a really nice feature, and it looks very beautiful. Okay, so it does that kind of stuff as well. I will show you all the ports in another video where we'll cover it with showing images. Okay, I will show you like that, and I will name you each port what they are, because you need to know what this Nintendo GameCube can be like. Do you need to mod the Nintendo GameCube? No, you don't, because there's two versions to the Panasonic Q. Okay, you only mod the original Panasonic Q. Lots of YouTubers didn't even tell you that. They don't tell you that. They keep on about you mod it, but they're not telling you which version you mod. Basically, the first version of Panasonic Q, you mod that one, so you can play US games on it. But if you bought the second version of Panasonic Q, it already plays some games, Japanese and US and all different regions. You don't do nothing. it's best to buy the second version of Panasonic Q rather than the first one because you're going to be spending extra money. I don't think anybody mods the Panasonic Q nowadays. Where you're going to get a person who can do that for you. So I think even people who are sellers, they're going to sell the second one. Okay, they're going to sell the second one. They're not going to sell the first one. I think the model is called, if I can remember top of my head, I think it's called Panasonic Q SLGC10. Okay, it's called something like that. That model will play Nintendo Gamecube games from Japanese and US versions, and DVD movie playback is all regions. All right, it plays all regions, so don't worry about that too much. This system is a 5.1 system. All right, I will show you that in pictures in another video how you do that. Okay, another great feature in this system, I would say, you see the Panasonic Q has two trays, once for the GameCube, once for the DVD movies playback. Okay, there's two trays in the system. Really nice. That's how this system was made by Panasonic. Now, if you want a great DVD experience, which you will get with this system, it comes with a Panasonic game controller, as I already mentioned. Now, the amazing thing about this Panasonic Q is, when you look at the box, even the box says made in Japan. Well, that's not the amazing part, isn't it? The amazing part is that it just says Panasonic Q on there. It doesn't mention Nintendo's name on there. No. Like Nintendo's got nothing to do with it. And even when you Panasonic game controller, it just says Panasonic on it. Yeah, it just says Panasonic, nothing else. It does not say Nintendo on it. No. Okay. So where do we get to see the Nintendo logo? Where it says game. It's only on the the Panasonic Q games console. It's on there. To the right hand side, there's a button called, I think, says game. That's only where Nintendo Gamecube logo is shown up. Very strange, isn't it? Very strange. Even when you look at to have your experience with DVD movie playback, it gives you a remote control. A DVD remote control. Even that says Panasonic. I would say that probably is right because the original Nintendo GameCube had nothing to do with movie playbacks. DVD movie playback, did it really? So that's why I think it makes a lot of sense. It looks like this system is really devoted to Panasonic originally. The box just says Panasonic, right? The game controller just says Panasonic. Remote control just says Panasonic. Three things you got that just says Panasonic. It's only the fourth thing that is just not devoted to Panasonic. It's got a logo said game on there for Nintendo GameCube games. That's the only bar where you can find out it's really, where it says Nintendo on there. And if you're planning to buy the Game Boy player, you have to buy the one for Panasonic Q. If you're interested to buy another game controller, I wouldn't buy the original Nintendo GameCube controller. Because if you look at the one which comes with the Panasonic Q, it's the one that says Panasonic on it. It's better off if you can find another Panasonic game controller. You probably will be able to find another one from eBay. Just look for another Panasonic game controller. Look, we'll make a nice collection, won't it? So you got two Panasonic game controllers, isn't it? I'm very happy that Panasonic manufactured the system, and Nintendo licensed the system. Now, I told you earlier on something else, which I found really strange. You gotta understand one thing. If Panasonic and Nintendo were together to make the Panasonic Q, what the heck was happening at a later stage? Panasonic was planning to release a thing called Panasonic Jungle. What the heck is that? Panasonic Jungle looked quite an amazing system. It was a handheld games console. On the other side, Nintendo was going for his Nintendo 3DS. As time was really flowing really fast, as the technology was moving too forward, too fast, and it wasn't making any sense for Panasonic to reach the Panasonic Jungle. So he didn't actually release the Panasonic Jungle because he found it's becoming the wrong time. The technology is moving forward and it didn't look right to release the Panasonic Jungle. So instead, Nintendo 3DS releases and Panasonic Jungle never released. Okay? There are some images of Panasonic Jungles on the internet. What's the point of them? Because it will never release ever. Okay? Nintendo 3DS did release, apparently, because he knew that Panasonic knew that I don't think I can compete against Nintendo. I don't understand one thing about Panasonic. If Panasonic Q and Panasonic and Nintendo were together to make this system, why was Panasonic and Nintendo competing each other in the handheld gaming market? What do you need to do that? When you was already friends, then you become like me. You competing with each other. That's bloody wrong. That's completely wrong, isn't it? I really don't like that. It would have been better if Panasonic and Nintendo got together again and made another handheld system. I swear, man. Because Panasonic knows how to make powerful hardware, innit? If Nintendo joined Panasonic again, man, they should have involved in the Panasonic Jungle, I think, not the 3DS. I don't think 3DS was that good anyway. The Panasonic Jungle looked like a better system to me. I think Nintendo should have involved in that. They both should have got together and made that. They should have made the Panasonic Jungle. If they don't want the design was right, Nintendo could have said something like, change the design, a bit of that. Man, it would be the biggest thing for a handheld gaming market, man. It looked really, really good though, the system did. Panasonic Jungle. But as the things was moving along, it didn't take off and didn't release. Yeah, it never came out. Apparently didn't. I mean, Panasonic only released two games consoles in its life cycle. Well, not in its life cycle, I mean, whenever he had the chance to make one. One of them was a Panasonic 3DO FZ10, and one was the Panasonic Q games console. So I hope you guys liked my video today and you had a lot of depth knowledge what this Panasonic Q is. It's a really, really, absolutely an epic games console. I think everybody should go out there and buy one. Look on eBay, look for one. It's a really, really good system. I probably will get one for myself, really. Looks pretty interesting. Looks really good. What I like about this games console, it looks different. Anything we've seen from since Sega Mega Drive up to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, even they don't have a look like that. No, they still look like normal games consoles. But this Panasonic Q looks better than all of these machines in design. It looks very shiny, grey, silvery. It's got a display. It's got play, rewind, buttons at the front. It's got all them buttons on there. The buttons you want on DVD player. It's got buttons like play, rewind, stop, pause, everything's on there. Wow. Then it's got loads of ports at the back for your 5.1 Dolby Pro Logic. Then it's got two trays, one for Nintendo Gamecube games, one for the DVD movie playback. This system is insane. It's one of my favorite games consoles of all time. I'll be honest with you, to be the most attractive with display, Panasonic game controller, Panasonic DVD remote control, 2 trays, good ports at the back, nice buttons at the front for play rewind buttons. It's really good, man. It's really good. And I would say Nintendo GameCube games are pretty good to play. There's some good gems on sorry, not Panasonic. There's some good games made by Nintendo as well, and from other third-party developers. There's a lot of games on Nintendo GameCube. You can't go wrong with Panasonic Q. You still can buy one of these machines. You can enjoy loads of Nintendo GameCube games, even from the Japanese and from US versions. And you can play any region DVD movies on there. It's good, man. Really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.